Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Southern Grace Podcast. Hello, gather on in. It's been a minute, but we're back. We are back, and she is back. Oh my God. And honestly, it feels so good, but at the same time, there is no but. How about that? We're trying to learn to master. There is no but. As you can see from the title, we are talking about life and living life at your own pace to some extent anyways. But yeah, welcome back. I have missed y'all. I hope that y'all have missed me and haven't forgotten about me, and that this upload just simply resets and refreshes your timeline. Move my mic back. It has truly been a minute. I got a little time, so I want to try to take advantage of that as we jump back into the show and everything. I am coming back from a leave of absence, recovering from a breast reduction. Whoop, 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 whoop. You can't really see it from here. And as much as I would love to be up here in a tank top or something, showing off what I got going on, just know I am so happy and relieved of pain and stress, honey. If you are a bigger breasted woman and you are not happy, please try to do what you can and looking to get in a breast reduction. I was reading that this was a super life-changing surgery for a lot of women, but I feel that, and honestly, I'm a little confused right now because I still just can't believe just about almost 7 weeks tomorrow, I was getting the IV, being marked up, being rolled to the back of the cold room. It was so crazy because in a couple of the last episodes, I actually mentioned that I was going to be having a major procedure done, and yeah, breast reduction is very major. Before anybody say anything, it's one of the safer cosmetic surgeries, but yeah, I was preparing for that and just trying to get my mind and body right. You know you're healthy, but just certain things, and instead of waiting for my body to go into shock, I stopped all vices 3 months out. Yeah, 3 months out. And yeah, that's what life was about. You are anticipating this big thing. You're in pain. You're just waiting for change to come. It's the morning of. You get put out for surgery. You wake up. Boom. Instant relief. But yeah, if you are bigger breasted and just like you are unhappy, baby, fight for your rights to get some relief. I know for me it was a 3-year journey, 3 different doctors, and then finally it was like, oh, go, here's a list of the surgeons that are in network. Now half of them people on the list were like colleges and like people that had nothing to do with it, but this surgeon was actually under or in network with my insurance. And sometimes insurance will surprise you. I'm saying that from customer standpoint and as provider standpoint. You just don't know what you're gonna get with insurance. I was not sure it was gonna get approved in the office. They like work with a third party billing company or like insurance billing department, and for some reason I would call every single day and I would not get a response from this woman. So I finally left a message and I said, I hope that you are doing well because I have called 11 times, and I have not been able to get a hold of you. Next thing I know, she texts me. Instead of calling me, she texts me. Next morning, I got an email and a message from my insurance like, hey, your claim has been approved, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, here we are. I had a great experience. My results look really good so far. Yeah, it takes about a year for you to fully recover and all the things. Even though you are cleared to live life regularly, it has really been a life altering freaking. I've never had to recover from surgery before. I've had to recover from childbirth, but I've never had to recover from surgery or just physical activity to where it was damn near life or death. Because who wants to come out with messed up boobs? You've been waiting to get to have this relief and feel better about your body and etc. And then they lopsided or something. But anyways, just being super careful and just all of that I'm done with now. 10 out of 10 will recommend. If you see the last episode or whatever, I feel like you can kind of see like exhaustion, but now I feel like because I was forced to reset, relax, let my body heal itself properly, and I honored that. I feel amazing now and it's all good. Overall, if I had to rate the breast reduction recovery like pain, I would give it a 3, level 3 pain wise, but outside of that it was super easy and just yeah, I am happy to be back. So let's go ahead and hop into the show. Self-love deck. We're not really strangers. Y'all know the deal. My bangs. Bangs are so tricky. Anyways, level 2, presents. Wild card. Brighten someone's day with a text. I don't have time to like wait for a response, so we're gonna try to go for something else too, because I want y'all to see it. What's one thing you can always count on for yourself? I'm not gonna do it. If I don't feel like it, I'm not gonna do it, because I just don't feel that if I don't have 100% of the energy, it's not gonna turn out right. If I don't want to do something, I'm just not gonna do it. And I'm not gonna force myself. I'm not gonna force the energy. I'm not gonna force anything about it. I'm just not gonna do it. Y'all probably would have enjoyed me sending a text message to somebody and being sweet. I have a lot of people I could do that for right now, because again, like this was just such a great experience, just for the most part being down. Besides me just wanting to do more than I could and needed to do, but now I realize and understand and appreciate why you need to be resting. And the way that my incisions were, I just felt like I could just burst open, but at the same time, while feeling like I could burst open, I also felt like, oh, I'm not doing as much as I should. Why is it that we want to do so much more when the ease is right there? It's like provided for you. I was fine at ease for 2 weeks. Then I was like, all right, we need to speed this up, speed it up, speed it up. But here we are, almost 7 weeks, and I did not die though. So that's a joke. Cause like I'm sure someone will be like, girl, but did you die? No, I did not. So here we are. Nice high boobies that look good, and I'm healthy, alive, and I had a great support system. So many people sent me flowers that I did not expect. Just a lot of love. I'm tired of people asking me how am I doing, how's recovery going, but also I understand that they mean no harm by it. They really care. Some people will just do it just because, hey, it's the polite thing to do. Time is going by fast. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into today's episode and hop into Soul Search. As we hop into Soul Search today, I really wanted to talk about something that has been on my mind, because obviously when you need to recover, you're not doing much, but I'm sure it's just something everyone can relate to. And I've talked about it before on the show. We really all should practice living life at its own pace. And because there are so many other factors that come into play that we feel are our life's purpose and what we feel that and are taught to focus on, they distract us from actually doing the things that help us live life to what we deem the highest form. Again, just having to be on bed rest. Like I said, after 2 weeks, it was like, oh my God, I need to be doing something else. I'm missing out. I'm just like this FOMO energy came up, but also not regret, but just almost like a little hate for me when I look back at that now, because it just like it takes time for you to process and understand feelings sometimes. And that's why things come up, or some things that happened last year, the year before last, could still come up when something almost happens again, when it reoccurs in your life. It might come back up and those feelings are still there. But for me, I was having these big feelings after 2 weeks of being on bed rest. I was having big feelings of hate for something that I wanted, and it happened. And I had the support. It was covered. I had the support. Everything just worked out so smoothly. But in the moment, I could not appreciate that. So yeah, I just want to talk about realizations, but my realization of we need to be more mindful and present when it comes to what is going on in our lives currently with social media, because of course, like, after 2 weeks, I hadn't read all my books. I've watched all my shows. I've done all the things. So yeah, let's spend some time scrolling. Let's spend some time scrolling. And what am I scrolling through? People living their lives, doing their things, succeeding in content creation, and building their audiences and all of these things. And what am I doing? Recovering from a surgery. Boo. Eating healthy. Boo. I had a chef. Oh, but I'm not satisfied after 2 weeks of this boring yet great experience that not everyone who has a major surgery has, or they don't have that support after surgery. And it is a luxury to have support after surgery, because everybody can afford to go to like a recovery house or whatever. Just everything was working out smoothly, and I was just not seeing it as that. But I'm scrolling and watching everyone else live their lives. Learn to appreciate where you are right now. And we hear people say that, but it's so true, because so often where we are currently in our life goes unnoticed. Our goals go unnoticed, or we just check it off and then we move on to the next thing. Check something else off, move on to the next thing. And what I find is that in those moments, every time I move on to the next thing, I find something else to obsess or convince myself that will not be right about it. It goes right. I succeed at that goal. And then I move on to the next thing that is going to send me through that same spiral. Stop that. We all need to stop that, especially when you consider, unfortunately, there's a war going on. I might not have tomorrow for real. Like, we might not have tomorrow for real. I try not to politicize or say dumb things with no filter. Yeah. But all of that is unacceptable, so stupid. Sometimes it makes you wonder, how can someone, a matter of fact, a group of people be so untouchable? It's ridiculous. Outside of that, we need to practice living in a moment. Matter of fact, stop trying to distract yourself with another goal. Man, just living the in between. Being able to learn more and expand your knowledge in the goal you just hit, beat, whatever, accomplished. Learn more about that for a little bit. Sit in that, pretend to be that. One of the ways I've been referring to myself lately is like through my avatar, because essentially that's what it is. We are aliens on a planet and we are floating in goddamn space. It blows my mind to think about that every time. This avatar that I'm in right now, just like a video game, you get to be whoever you want to be. You don't have to be who people want you to be. You really don't. You can be a different person here. There's no cap on who you can be. Take advantage of that. Appreciate who you became on this level. Ride with that feeling for a little bit, instead of distracting yourself and forgetting that you even completed, accomplished, beat that level, whatever. We can be so ungrateful and so forgetful and so busy. I'm not trying to be like that anymore, because I believe that we believe that there's a finish line, and there is no finish line. It will continue to get further away, but at least you get to accomplish so much it's on the way to that imaginary finish line. Really being in recovery, I guess the fancy way to say it is like, it forced me to do another audit on life and see, am I really unhappy? Do I really feel like I have not accomplished anything because I'm on bed rest? I can't do anything. I can't be active. I can't lift anything. Couldn't even lift my baby, my cat, all of these things. Is my world really falling apart, or am I just unhappy with a few things of where I am again right now? Am I paying attention to what is going on in the present? And what was going on for me is my body was healing in recovery mode, to the point where if I tried to do anything, I would need a 3-hour nap right after. There the universe is, and my body reminded me, hey, slow it down. You're actually not ready. Now go lay down. The amount of times that I got that freaking response from my body, insane. The other time I can remember where I felt like I was just missing out on stuff is when I had the flu a few years ago. And that was just crazy, because it was like, I wanted to feel better so I could clean up my house and just like not be in the bed That was my first time having the flu ever. And what's so crazy about that is that was like the year people were dying from the flu. Like, why is it so easy to feel like everything is working against you when it's working in your favor? But I am always so grateful for the work I've been doing and putting in for myself over the last 10 years, because without that, honestly, I probably would just be a mess or looking for ways to mask all the things with something. I think some people could say that for anyone that drinks or smokes or whatever, but I can, at least I feel confident saying that that's not why I turn to vices. I feel like my reason is a little bit more unhinged, because it's just like, enjoy life. Live life to the fullest. You know, sometimes you gotta do a little crack. Or not. But don't. But, you know, live life to the fullest. Seriously, live life to the fullest. I can't believe there's a war, but there's also a 2-week pause on. Again, how can a group of people be so untouchable? The day of 2026, certain group of individuals are running amok in the White House on just anyways, there were so many milestone moments and events also that were happening for me or for my family during my recovery too. I was very fortunate enough to have the support while recovering. And I mean, good support. I had my sister come out, my chef, all the things. It was good. Everything went very good. But also, like, it was my son's birthday, and to me that was a milestone birthday, and we had a big party for him. Again, so many things that in the moment you are flustered as hell. I do find that things fluster me until I complete them. That's something I have not shaken while on my wellness journey, because it's just, I want to get it done. I want to get it done right, and I want it to turn out phenomenal. For instance, because I was recovering and like, you can't do anything with your upper body. For my son's birthday, I felt a little bad because I wanted to play. I do that all the time with him. Essentially just play, and then just thinking about how I couldn't use my body to its full capabilities and enjoy this birthday party with him that his friends were going to be at, blah, 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 blah. Silly, stupid. It went great. It was fine. And not one time did he come up looking for me and being like, "Oh, mom, I feel bad because you da 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 da." That didn't even happen. So again, so many good moments and things and wonderful events happening. My body's still recovering perfectly. Just everything looks so good. I never had surgery before, so this is just like, it's unbelievable the amount of times I've been like, oh my God. And then my freaking before and after picture, so good. We're about to get off of the surgery topic. I had surgery on the end of winter, like in the end of winter. Now it is spring. What better time to pop up and out and just be excited about life again than now, than the freaking now. And I'm sitting up here just like, oh, I haven't done this. And of course, there's so many other reasons, like when you decide you want to be an entrepreneur, when you decide that you want to make money unconventionally, it's hard to sit down. When you're on a move, as much as I can be and have been in the past, it is hard to sit down. And I wanted it so bad, and then after a few weeks, I hated it. But I'm better now. I'm doing much better now. My body is back to normal in some ways. Was taking it easy with heavy lifting and stuff. Been back in the gym. Got arms back weak. But I am alive and my breasts look really good, and I had a great surgeon. So there is no better way and feeling to feel and be than happy, because even that's what nature is resembling. When you think about spring, it's like, yeah, showers, but also flowers blooming and all of the things. And I feel like I am coming into bloom. Yeah, some type of bloom. Anyway. And it's just like, you're not missing shit. You think you're missing something, but you're not missing shit. Whatever you see will come back around. Anything that I wanted to do while recovering is still there, or option for me to do now that I am healed somewhat, anyways. If this is what I wanted and this is also what is required of me or you, and for me it was resting and just being present and resting and giving my body time to recover from being cut open and sliced and pulled and yanked and also put to sleep, being put to sleep. I read a lot about that, just how the body's always keeping score. That's all I'll say. There are so many things that go on within the body while it's recovering. Like, it's not just about how you feel in your mind or how you physically might feel. I mean, I couldn't feel my chest, but I felt like I could do more than what I was doing by just resting as directed by the doctor, etc. There's so much going on that you cannot see. Your body needs time. It needs time. It needs time. We all need to be present in the now and the good health and all the things. The reality is we're not missing anything, and if you're in a stage in life where you're having to wait, maybe you don't have the funds, maybe you're recovering from a big life-changing surgery or something, you are just needing to pause, you can still have a very active pause without thinking about the things you have not done and have not completed. There's a lot going on in that pause. Step back and really just do a audit of what you have and what you feel like you don't have, and even ask, how would it benefit me? We'll talk about that in Queen a little bit more. Before we close out Soul Search and I continue to ramble, I would like to say and suggest that you plan for the now versus focusing on what you wish you could be doing in the now. In so many ways, the future is now. And I say that the future is now because if I do not plan, work towards, choose, focus on the things that I want in the future, there is no future. It's just things that I wish I could have done. If I focus more on what I wish I would have done, it doesn't get me anywhere. If I just hope and think and pray and wait for the magical day, nothing is going to happen. So plan and act in the now for your future self, for the future things that you want to do, live, and experience. Plan and focus on that just now, but focus on it from a different light, not the light of, I wish I was just doing this, I wish I was doing that, I wish I could be here. FOMO is like something, and again, just with social media and this weird ass access that we have to one another now. Yeah, focus on the now. Think about the now, plan for the now, because the now will produce the outcome that you want in the future. I can ramble on and on about this, but just stop comparing your life to others, because that big life that we watch and we see other people do and live and experience, you can experience the same thing, but in your own font, on your own terms. What are you spending your time doing with the time that you have in your current life? What are you doing? Anyway, Soul Search was a little soul searchy for sure. It matched the name because time, damn FOMO. Anyways, let's get into Queen. As we walk into the end of the show and get into Queen, I want to remind you that the mind is a powerful thing. It will try to trick you into thinking otherwise about yourself. While you cannot be ready to do something about it, you just have to keep in mind that you also need to trick yourself back and almost convince it otherwise while it's trying to convince you of something else. I know it sounds easier said than done, but you have to convince yourself that the negative thoughts are not true, because it's simply just not true. Time is an illusion, but how you spend your time, I mean, it's not even AI that's taking over. It's just we all are weird in our devices. We would rather interact with the devices, watch the devices, tune into the devices, something with a device. We would rather be doing that. Time is an illusion, but how you use that time is not. And what I find is you do not feel behind if you have a life full of the things. Better yet, if you spend life doing things that you like, or it's full of things that you like. I think it's a lot harder to convince yourself that you don't have enough time if you're not putting aside that time. If you have a life full of things that you love and look forward to doing, time does not exist. You don't find yourself comparing your life and your journey and pattern, routine, and everything to everyone else's example of theirs. And yeah, if you just have a life full of the things, or a life where you make time for the things that you love to do and make you happy, you're not comparing or considering time. You just don't care. You just don't care to do so. And y'all know, for me and Soul and Grace as a brand, there's always more time for selfishness. You need to build a life full of things that you love. And what do you love? And why don't you spend more time doing those things? So as we close out Queen, I want to introduce an exercise to my listeners and my future listeners. The purpose of the relationship with time exercise is to help you build a life full of the things that you love, and a life full of satisfaction, and a life that a mind that would immediately reject FOMO if it even decided to like creep its little weird ass up into your brain. The first question I would like for you to answer on your own time, whenever, is, what do you love? What do you love? That should be like a multi-list. Maybe it's only one thing you like, but it should be like a list of multiple things. The second question is, why don't you spend more time doing it? Real reasons. Try to sit with you. Don't write it down too fast. Oh, because I have work. Oh, because I gotta walk the dog at 7, 8, 9. Real things, that real answers that separate yourself from the storyline of others, but it just removes you from any potential excuses, but really just gives you some truth. And do I actually prioritize myself in the things that I love? But yeah, why don't you spend more time doing it? How much time are you spending doing, studying, learning, practicing, planning for these activities? How much time are you spending on your phone? Be honest about that too. If you have an iPhone, there's an area for you to go and look at that, and please go look at it. It's actually a very interesting feature. It's probably gonna make you a little sad, but just, I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you. Especially coming out of recovery, like I said, there's only so many books, podcasts, activities. There's only so much that I can do until TikTok becomes a better option. And not an option of posting, because I have not posted on there in a minute. I'm not sad about it either. But anyways, how much time are you spending on your phone or TV? I think that's 4 questions. What do you love? What don't you spend more time doing? Oh, excuse me. What do you love? Why don't you spend more time doing it? How much time are you spending on your phone or TV, tablet, whatever, laptop, however you consume, how much time are you spending doing it? Most technology shows you and has the analytics, so go check that out. Once you've answered all of those questions, if your time is more than 2 hours a day, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, okay? Friend, if you are feeling uncontent with life, you have more time to live it. Nope, 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 no, no, no. Don't pull away. You watching me on the YouTube? Oh, don't pull away, Fred. Hold on, I got a little bit more to say. You have more than enough time for yourself. If your time for your technology is reporting that you spend more than 2 hours using it, you have more time in your day than you expect and believe for yourself. I can let you go now. I can let you go. Don't be trying to call me names and nothing. Don't be trying to talk about my little auntie. Bang. Don't. You have time, but you're giving away your time to other things, other people. And yes, other people, even though so many people, the amount of adults that I talk to, they're like, oh yeah, I don't have that many friends, whatever. It's not that you have friends in essence, but you are tuned in virtually to the community. You're tuned in and you spend too much time living for everything else and everybody else besides yourself. You are literally tuned into everything and everybody else but yourself. Now, with that, we've had that hard part of the conversation. Let's get a little bit more positive. This is all with love and positivity. Let's get back to building the life that we know that we can have and will have, and we don't want nothing else but this life full of wonderful things that already exist for you. You just working your way around it and being tuned in to everybody else but you, unfortunately. And it's not funny. I giggle because we all do it. We all do it. We all have our things and we all have excuses. We all have our excuses, and many of those excuses are legit. You got a family, you have kids, you have work. I am not looking over any of those details to your life, but I know that that's not most of your life. That's not all of your life. That's not all of you. That's not your life. That's not who you are. That's not just you. That's kind of why I always hate the single mom, or like these titles that women will put over themselves. And it's like, girl, you're more than that. You're more than that. You're like, there is so much more to you than that. I don't want to hear about the excuses and everyone else that you show up for. I would like to hear about who you are when everybody else is removed from your life. Honestly, that's why when I talk to people, they're like, "Oh my god, you have a family? You have like you're responsible for stuff?" Because I know how to remove myself from life's duties. Like you have to clock out of I have to catch myself because you have to. You don't want to talk in absolutes, like because need and you have to. No, you learn. I have learned to live for me. I have learned that yes, I have all of these different roles and I'm pretty good at them. Maybe some better than others, but that's not who I am. That's not all of me. I show up to those things, but this is also how I show up to me as well. So yeah, there's many legit reasons: work-life balance, family, children, situations, all real reasons of why you could not have made time for me, or why I have not made time for me today or in a month, weeks, maybe a few years. I'm not judging, whatever. All real examples, but it should never interfere with you. And that's something that some of us grow to learn, some of us really grow to learn, grow to experience, go through to experience. Because for me, it was becoming a mother. It was learning that very early on. Like, maybe even going into it, and not everyone has the opportunity to think and process those things before, but in some ways, in the back of my mind, like I always knew how I would want to live life, or how I would want my life to be. When you remove being rich and blah blah blah, when you remove that, how do you want your life to be, or what can you see? I knew that whenever I started having children and having a family, I wanted the unconventional thing and flexibility to show up as creative and also show up as amazing housemaker, homemaker, blah, blah, blah. All the boring things. I kind of already knew that or had it in mind. So I went into it knowing and sharing with my partner, like, oh, I still want to be able to go out. I still want this. Like, I see that. I see a full life with taking my kid around the world and just living it up, whatever. I see life as that. Because I have a family and all of the things, does that mean that I just put myself on the back burner? No, nothing should interfere with your self-development. And fun is self-development. But pouring into whatever it is that you love is self-development. Nothing should interfere with that. So evaluate your relationship with time. Look, mine is up and down. It's up and down. And it's a constant piece of work. Because things change. But you know what? I try to pivot when those things change, and that's the best that I could do. My relationship is definitely up and down. Up and down. But I maintain the basis of I need my me time. I'm not bending when it comes to that. It's a priority. It's a priority for me to show up as I am, as who I am. So if I don't get that time, then the world falls apart. It truly does. It truly does. And there's always like a crash at the end of the tunnel. Always. It might not be like crazy, but like there's some type of crash. I'm not going to cuss you out, but you're not going to hear that. Like, you're not going to hear the end of why I'm upset that whatever happened interfered with my me time. You won't. Anyways, take some time and think about these things. I didn't give the questions. The second part, I forgot to add the questions, but the second part of the exercise that makes it less depressing when you think about the time that you don't get spending like pouring into yourself, that question would be, how many hours would one activity take for me or you to do to feel fulfilled? How many hours? Like, what do you need? 30 minutes? Do you need an hour? Do you need 2 hours? How much time out of your days, out of the days or out of the week, or even a month, when you look at, like, that's just part of adulting. You have to figure shit out. You got to figure shit out. How much time do you need to fit in some time for you? Some playtime, some learning time, some fucking quiet time. Rest is amazing. You know, it's an amazing way to pass the time. It is. While obviously I was being unappreciative about my rest, but my body is showing me that it was worth it. It was worth it in the end. Your phone hours are over 2 hours. You have the time. You have the time. Reevaluate your relationship with time. Audit it. See what's going on. Where are you more tapped in it than you should be? Because there's always somewhere. There's always somewhere. Again, it's not a thing if you spend majority of your life doing the things that you love, making time for the things that you love, the people you love, the things that you want to do, want to learn. It doesn't exist, but it does exist when you can just sit back and think of what you haven't done, because you haven't taken full advantage of life's potential in so many ways. There's nothing to regret in your life when it's full of things that remind you of why this life is so wonderful. I know one of the biggest mind for me is just simply good and bad coexisting at one time, and here's little old me. Sometimes I'm with that good, there's a lot of good, sometimes there's a lot of bad, sometimes there's a lot of in between, but the world's still turning, we still floating in this we're still in the sky, all the things, and I keep getting woken up every single day to live another day. And I'm so grateful for that. The lives that we see others living or portraying, streaming, and just constantly putting out, that big life that you see and you are tuned into, that could also be reflected in your life, but you have to pour into your life. It's not going to come through the screen. It's not going to be given to you, and it's just not going to show up at your front doorstep and be ready to embrace you. It's not. You shouldn't have to chase it either. So don't think that, but everything that you want, you can have. You can have. And your life is just as beautiful. Just as just as beautiful. It is literally just as beautiful as a streamer's or a freaking athlete, dancer, whatever, travel content creator. Your life is just as big. You just need to tune into it and really just feel the magic that you are and that you can provide to yourself. It probably don't come with the millions and billions of dollars, but your life is just as big and just as beautiful. Just tune into it. Just get tuned in. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Soul and Grace podcast. I will be back on this couch next week. Bye. We are back. Happy spring. Women's Month just passed. Happy. We don't need a month. We don't need a month. We all year. Really amazing. All year. What else to pass that I missed? Black History Month. All of that. All of the things. All of the things, but I will see y'all next week. Bye.